Want to help support the channel? Then why not check out the merch that's available from the links below in the description. Help out the channel and get more phenomenal stuff for yourself. And now, with that, let's jump straight into the video. Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today we have the anticipated, long-awaited, mighty morphing Finster, and I've got to admit, looking at him right now, he looks absolutely fantastic. But before we jump into any of this, if you want to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And why not check out some merchandise for yourself in the shop at the same time. But with this, let's jump in. And, here he is. He looks absolutely fantastic. Here is the image of Finster, or the illustration. Here is the figure. He comes with loads of different tools, as well as clay putties. And just here, if you can see it, is just the molding unit that he has for the putties. So when we, and I've noticed something on his hand, which I've not noticed before. But if we look here, we can see that there is Finster. Oh no, it's actually on his hand as well. I was like, that's a bit weird. And then you have this 3D image, which looks a lot better than most, as well as the putty machine right there. There is the rest of Finster. There is the top, and then there is the bottom. If you want to pause it so you can get the number from there. But yeah, let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. This here comes and kind of like, I'm guessing, kind of separates a lot of this. I don't know why they've included this part, but this is everything that you get with Finster. You get the two hands, you get the kind of rolling pin, you get the kind of, I think this is like a spatula type thing. If you know, let me know below in the comments. You get his kind of eyepiece, and then you get the kind of two putty men. You get one extra putty man in there. You get his kind of sculpting clay, like the kind of like the sculpt, and the actual figure and stuff, and it looks really cool for what you get with him. Here is Finster. I have got to admit, the sculpt on this is possibly just one of the best that I have ever seen. This is absolutely fantastic, and they have outdone themselves. Even when I first saw this, I was just like, holy crap, this is absolutely amazing. The way that it is, the way that they've been able to, and I think you can even move his mouth, which I think is good. Now, I always imagine Finster as like your grandpa, is the grandpa of the Power Rangers. But just looking at him, just the sculpting is fantastic on this one. Whatever the price that you pay for it, it is definitely worth it. So far, we'll find out. I'll give my thoughts at the end. But I really love this kind of like the sculpting on him. He is fantastic. The blue band that goes around the top, the kind of twigs. I didn't realize he had like kind of twigs or stuff that, it's all branches. Like once you see it on Power Rangers, you never really pick up on the detail. But this just looks to me like they've done one of the best jobs. You've got the red dots, the kind of like his little armor, which I think is cool. One thing I absolutely adore, if we can bring it to focus, is just this. Here, this detail is spot on. You can tell I really like this figure. But I like the fact that you've got his work, his overalls. Like even when you look at just look at his face. But yeah, like even with his kind of I can't remember what this is called, but the way it is like what is it called? I don't know, like a worker's like an apron, it looks cool. If that's the official name, let me know. But if not, let me know down below in the comments. Now, one thing I don't like, will come down here to his hand in a minute, but just the way that you see it, I think this is absolutely perfect so far. Getting another closer look, on its own, like the overalls, that's what I was looking for. Like you've got the two red dots there. Now, one thing I'm not too fond, and I don't know, I've never noticed it in Power Rangers, is I don't like these little bits here. I generally thought this here, as well as that there, like I thought that they were like kind of misprinted. I was like, oh really? But I'm not a huge fan of it. But I just really like the overalls. I love the fact that you can probably, and I'm guessing we're going to try, is put his kind of accessories on him as well, which looks like, it just looks great. Looking now is like the rest of it, like his work tools, where you could easily pick them up for looking at monster designs and stuff like that, and like making these monsters. I think looks absolutely cool. Like, I really love the attention to detail. The paint is spot on so far for this part. And I just love the fact that you can add extra stuff to him if all the stuff in the box does for him. I think it adds so much more to this. At the bottom here, you can see his shoes. Then obviously you can see his legs. Again, not much detail on this. Not really bothered. I mean, did I even talk about his shoes? Quickly looking back over them, I think they look all right. They look like just normal plain shoes, but again, I just want to add that in just in case. On the back of the overalls and the apron, you can see that all joins up, which is fine. If they added this, if that was brown, I would have gone, do you know what? This is the perfect sculpt that they've done. Like, they've painted it perfectly. But for what it is, like, even the back looks cool to me. And like, even on his arms now, there's a little bit of weirdness there on the joint there, but I'm not that bothered. It's a little minus thing for what is amazing on this figure so far. There, as we've seen, I really like the attention to detail they've put in. It's not left it. Again, if he's part tree, I never noticed this. This is true. I have completely never looked at Finster properly on Power Rangers whatsoever. But I like the kind of tree, like it does like, so the giver of life technically with clay and sculpting it, I kind of see it now. But yeah, I think this is perfect. Even like obviously with the color difference as well, it looks absolutely cool. I'm not expecting a lot of articulation, mainly because of this here, but that's kind of a hard plastic so far. So let's have a go. So rather than his feet turn properly, I mean, you can move the feet, which is a lot better in my eyes for that. But you can move them up and down. That's fine. I mean, I'm not really going to pose them in an action pose, so I'm not really that bothered. So we can bend his knees back quite well. Like, they do work well. Like, that foot there, I think, needs to be adjusted, which we will do coming soon. So you can move his legs back and forward. If you want to have a look, you can move up and down, so like that. Which I like the fact that they've not made it all one piece, so it's easy enough for him to kind of move, like, you know, to kind of pose. Let's do the hands turn around. Arms go up, arms go down. It's very simple. Arms can be pulled back. It's like he's just going to punch you in the face. Get out of here. Empress Rita would not like this. Up and down. Head turns. It's very smooth. Like, this is one of the nicest smoothing figures that we've had. Like, probably the best. Now, when you open his mouth as well, I love that they've really gone to town on this. We're going to look at that a little bit more closely, but I love the fact that they've really even added stuff to his mouth. That's fantastic. Very briefly, looking at his mouth, so you can see, like, I've got to admit, the detail that they've put in. Normally, you probably would just leave it there, but you can see the teeth going around. Oh, cool. And then just even the tongue, that they've got it perfectly. Normally, I would imagine they would just have left it, or they would try, but damn, that is, for this figure alone, the amount of detail that they've really put in, it's amazing. It's probably the best detailed figure out there that we've had, and I'm very fucking impressed. Looking at his tools, his accessories, he comes with quite a few, I will give him that. Now, they're all quite bendy, so they're not hard or anything like that, but I love the fact that here it's brown, obviously, for the handle. Like, it's proper woodworking tools, and even the way that they've made it, like, you can tell that it's not clean, it's not straight away, but I think this kind of adds it for like the sculpting from clay. Like, if you look at any like tools, you know that it's not always 100%. Even looking at the silver on the rolling pin as well, I think that works perfectly. It gives it a bit extra on it, just being one unique thing, like one color. I love the wood element, and even they've sculpted it to some degree. I don't think the camera's going to pick up on it, but just there, you know, so they've really kind of added that extraness. You've got the entire whole, you know, you've got his monocle, so he can inspect as well. I really like that. It would have been even better if this was a rope material, but it looks fine. You can look through here, and then it's gold. So just looking at it, it adds it. So when we flip it over, like, you can see there's extra there, so you can inspect it properly. So it would go on that way with that facing outward. You get the clay parts here, so, you know, even that they've gone so far into sculpting. Now, I'm sure you could take that out, but I'm not going to, just in case. But you've got that there. You've got the different putties that have stuff, so you can easily put them in, just like that. And then where's the other one? Like even the putty, like it's easier to see back on the grey. But look at that. That gives it extra. I love the fact that they've even added it in. So it's not just like a generic, oh, they're all the same. You know, one that has the kind of spike, one that has a bullet on the other side. So I'm glad that they're not all the same. If they did another one and it was slightly bigger, or probably taking this part and not adding the ball, I think it would have been perfect. Even if you can see it, the faces have been sculpted. That's something that you don't normally see a lot of. Look. So you can obviously close the case as well. So the case looks really nice wood finish. It reminds me of like the old British ones, like the suitcases. You can see that even the detail along the top here, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, they've done a really, really good job on this one, and they've really taken the time. This is what I'd expect from the Lightning Collection figure, and I'm really happy. I think this cost me about £30. I am extremely happy with the price that I've paid for this. And then the last one, we've got two more things. We've got his sculpting tool. His, like, I can't remember what it's called. Just there, like even the tip looks fine. And the last ones that you get are his hands. So you can obviously have it properly there, just like that. Even the details feels like, I'm guessing it's made of a tree. I've never really noticed, but yeah, you can tell like the hands definitely kind of give it some extra oomph just there. Very briefly, so you can see what it looks like with his accessories attached. That does kind of, it gives it so much more life. So just like adding it there, just like that, works spot on. Like, I love that they've added this, so you could definitely have him on display if you wanted to, not just like in the box. But yeah, damn, this looks perfect to me. Just really quickly, I don't know if I showed it off. I'm adjusting it for the last part of the video, and I really like the fact that you can take his head off, so you can put on the monocle, but you can see the detail in his neck as well. They really have gone to town with this. And there is Finster. He is the best Lightning Collection figure we've had so far. The way that the figure moves, the way that it is detailed, the accessories it comes with. This is, I think, in my personal opinion, this is one of the best Lightning Collection figures that we've had in a very long time. They have taken their time with this one, and that's what I generally really like in this. So I feel like they have really done well with it. I don't feel like this is a waste of money. I feel like this is the perfect price. I think I paid either £30 for him. Yeah, it was £30. And I think that it is perfect. If you are a Power Rangers collector, you have to get this. Even if you don't like Mighty Morphin, this I think is one of the best figures that we've had in a very long time. You know, the sculpting is great. The accessories are great. You know, the fact is that he is very photogenic as well. So you could really take like loads of different pictures and you wouldn't get bored. You'd get a very good kind of photo with him all the time, which I think is really, really cool. Now, if I had to, the only downside, there is only one slight downside that I think that I don't like. And that is that when you're trying to put the right hands on, like take these, I don't like the fact that you have to be careful because it feels like I could break them. One thing I will add in is rather than the hand going up and down, it goes from the side to side, which I think works really well with this figure. But yeah, I do believe that this part does ruin it a tiny bit, and that's not what I'm really happy about. But I think this is perfect. I love this figure. I think this is one that I would highly recommend. And if they brought him out again with more accessories, I think I probably would buy him again. But I think they should just bring out an accessory pack for him. But yeah, I really like this. I thought he was a really cool figure. I wanted to kind of review him. I'm so glad. I think this is one of my favorite figures so far in this collection. But I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on Finster? Would you get him, yes or no? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos check, and check out the merchandise on the channel. Yeah, and I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとう。チャンネル登録、高評価お願い。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができるよ。